Hello there, everybody, and today I'm here to talk about my most anticipated movie of 2024, that being Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice. So, this is the long awaited sequel we've been waiting since the 80s to finally see happen. And Tim Burton and his movie magic was finally able to do this movie and put it out. So, I was not alive when Beetlejuice came out, but my parents were, and they are huge fans of Beetlejuice, and I got to see this with my mom, sister, and a friend and his girlfriend, and we all had a great time. Good memory for sure. And I gotta say, this movie was really good. Like, it is a really great sequel. It has the same vibes as the first movie, and I really enjoyed that first movie, so let's talk about it. It stars Winona Ryder, Michael Keaton, Catherine O'Hara, and the amazing Jenna Oretga. So, this takes place probably about 30 years after the first movie, like I said, and this is about the return of Beetlejuice, as he wants to leave the afterlife again, but it's causing mayhem for Lydia Dietz, as she is having visions of him, and also dealing with various losses. I think what happens is she loses her father, Jeffrey Jones's character, and because Jeffrey Jones has a bad history, he was not able to return to this movie. We won't get into that, but his character's killed off by a shark, and it is devastated Delia Dietz, and we see that tension between Lydia and her daughter Astrid, played by Jenna Oretga. So the dynamic between Astrid and Lydia is it's a strained relationship, but as the movie goes on, they learn to love each other. But apparently they're strained because their father passed away during a fishing accident, and apparently he's in the afterlife. And apparently this whole movie takes place during their hometown, once they learn that Charles died in a plane crash and eaten by a shark. He's basically just a walking corpse in this. But we get a lot of good afterlife scenes where we do see the return of Michael Keaton. And Michael Keaton looks awesome as Beetlejuice. He's still got that vibe. He's still able to play Batman and Beetlejuice. And he's able to, still look like the character. The makeup looks amazing. The outfits, too. He definitely looks older since he's meant to be, but he's a ghost who's probably 600 years old. But apparently, he's not really in this movie until the very end, just like the first movie. But various things happen. We also meet this Frankenstein lady. I forget who she's played by, but she's apparently after Beetlejuice because they had some love issues in the past, where apparently we learn a little bit about Beetlejuice's backstory, where apparently he was a grave robber, and apparently he found her, and they started dating, but things went wrong, and the two stopped dating. But apparently, she comes back to life after Danny DeVito, who makes a cameo in this movie. So it's like a little mini Batman Returns reunion. But apparently, he accidentally opens a box, unleashing her. And she's able to just staple herself back together. And she is after Beetlejuice. But we get the funeral of Charles. And various things happen as apparently Astrid rejects Lydia, because she apparently is hosting her own paranormal show and she doesn't like that spooky side of her. And Astrid mainly got bullied by her classmates because she's related to Lydia. But tension rises at the house, and Astrid decides to cool off some steam on her bicycle. We see Jenna on her bike, I thought that was probably her best scene in this movie. She crashes and she ends up meeting some mysterious boy. I forget his name. Oh, yeah, it's Jeremy. My bad. Apparently, Jeremy has been living in that house and wants to escape, and we don't know his true intentions at first until later. Apparently, the two bond, and the two are gonna eventually date. But, after some things happen, Lydia also has a new boyfriend who's this dude who apparently wants to marry her immediately. He even proposes at the funeral, but apparently the two are gonna get married. But apparently he does learn of Lydia's fears, and he decides to summon Beetlejuice by saying his name 3 times, and the two go through marriage counseling, which I thought was neat, and seeing Beetlejuice as the therapist was hilarious. But apparently they're able to make him go away at the last minute. And even Astrid tried to figure things out by going into that attic. And apparently, once Astrid did say Beetlejuice's name, Lydia just kicks her out, immediately punishing her. We also get mentioned of Barb and I forget an Adam's name from the first Beetlejuice. I was wondering if they were going to be in this movie, but nah, they just were silently written off in this movie. But apparently other things happen as we do find out about the boy Astrid is trying to date. The two are going to hang out before Lydia decides to leave because of all the craziness that is Beetlejuice. But when they do go on their date on Halloween, Lydia decides to hang out with some of the parents, and she ends up finding out the truth about Jeremy. Apparently, he killed his family, and apparently when the cops caught him, he slipped and got himself killed. And apparently we find out what he's really up to. He does not care to date Astrid at all, even though the two meet and they kiss and they float. But apparently he's just using her to find a way to use the Book of Disease, which was in the first movie. Apparently when you die, you have to use that book. And apparently they open a wormhole to the afterlife, but Lydia tries to stop them, but she doesn't make it in time. We also get a subplot with Delia Dietz, who is trying to pay homage to Charles, but apparently she uses like these snakes she ordered online, and apparently they are actually venomous, and she ends up getting killed by these two snakes, and it's brutal. We even see the fangs on her neck, but apparently Delia tries to find her way back from the afterlife, but it just doesn't work out. They just tell her she's dead. But Astrid and Jeremy end up going through the various, like, I guess we see like a train that for the afterlife, and apparently they're gonna go through it. But apparently we find out that Jeremy did not, like I said earlier, he did not want to date Astrid at all. He just wanted to escape the afterlife and betrays Astrid. But Lydia tries to catch up to her, but she even bumps into the dad, who we learn is in the afterlife too. But apparently the three are able to reunite, and Jeremy later is thrown into the pits of hell later when trying to escape the afterlife. But the three reunite, and we get some nice scenes between the three. But yeah, I feel we didn't really know enough to really care about the father of Astrid. But I guess, like I said, it's okay bonding moment. But all three of them escape, and they even go through the sand area of the afterlife. We even see the return of the worm thing, who still looks like a giant CGI thing. But apparently various other things happen. Delia summons Beetlejuice to help her out, but apparently the only way Lydia could save Astrid is if she teamed up with Beetlejuice, and apparently she ended up having to agree to marry him. And so Beetlejuice is going to set up the marriage between the two. But apparently Lydia and Astrid are able to find a way to escape out of the afterlife. And with the help of the father, like I said. But they once they did escape, I'm kind of mixing things up. So sorry, but they did. I think they basically escaped the sand area with the help of their father, and then that's where they reunite. So yeah, I think I'm getting things together. But they're able to escape in a cemetery, and Astrid ends up hugging Lydia, saying she's sorry she never believed her. But the two go to the ceremony, and they're ready for the wedding. But Beetlejuice immediately just does a bunch of wild things. He sucks everybody in the phones. It's quite wacky. But during this whole movie, he's also being tracked by Willem Dafoe, who's in this movie. He plays like the sort of ghost detective who apparently was trying to figure things out with Beetlejuice at first, but then he starts to put the pieces together and is ready to arrest Beetlejuice for his crimes. But Beetlejuice freezes him, and we get this wild dance number where we see Jenna Oretga dance again. It's not as good as in the Wednesday dance, but it was nice seeing her and Catherine O'Hara dance together. And apparently they all sing a song while Beetlejuice even dresses Lydia in the red outfit. And Beetlejuice basically just reflects on the loves of his life while they're dancing around some cake. But apparently is all stopped. Apparently, when apparently, if it turns out Beetlejuice actually violated the contract. Apparently, because Lydia is not a dead being, she is able to reject the marriage and able to summon Beetlejuice away. But unfortunately, they got to take Delia back to the afterlife, and they realize what happened. And it was wild that they were able to reunite, and even say, I even like the line where Delia says they're gonna haunt them in their dreams, basically. But the movie ends with Astrid and Lydia finally patching things together. They're able to make memories together. Apparently Astrid meets an actual boy she likes, and they even get married, and eventually she gets pregnant, but it's actually revealed to be a baby Beetlejuice, and it kills the doctors, but it turns out to be a dream, and Lydia wakes up with Beetlejuice, but then that's revealed to be a dream as well, and that's the movie. So sorry if I skipped some things, but that's Beetlejuice. It was an amazing time to watch this movie, an amazing time for a sequel, a perfect mix of horror, comedy, and a great cast. The return of Michael Keaton was awesome. My only issue with the movie was the Frankenstein lady. She does come at the end of the movie, but she ends up getting killed, I'm pretty sure, early on in the final scene of the movie. But yeah, we just didn't really know much about her, even though we do see a flashback of her. I just wish we could have maybe fleshed some things out in this movie. But overall, I think this movie was amazing. But as for Jenna Oretga, her best scenes were probably the bicycle scene, like I said. Her chemistry with Lydia was awesome. She's got that still sort of Wednesday vibe, since this is a Tim Burton project. Jenna was truly amazing in this movie. I think Astrid's probably my favorite Jenna Oretga character, besides Tara from the Scream movies. But I really hope they do Beetlejuice 3, and they did announce it because of this movie's success, and I really hope they do. I hope they do not wait 30 more years later to do a sequel. But there were so many good things about this movie. I recapped it pretty well. But I might as well talk about some of the other cast. I already talked about Michael Keaton, Jenna. Winona Ryder is awesome as Lydia. It was nice that she got to play that character again. I did get some Stranger Things vibes from her in this movie. But overall, I think she captured Lydia really well. Catherine O'Hara is funny as is Delia Dietz. But Willem Dafoe was really good since, he played the Green Goblin, but now he's in Beetlejuice playing a cop. I've seen him play another cop in a movie, but he always kills it in these movies. Tim Burton, I really hope he keeps doing these kinds of movies. He did win an award for the Hollywood Walk of Fame, which was really nice. But overall, Beetlejuice, I give probably a 9 out of 10. So the next review I'm doing, I think I'm doing Inside Out 2, so that should be interesting. So I hope I talked about everything I could in this movie. I think I talked about it well enough. So I hope you enjoyed this review. And that being said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.